I tell you what, mate, I may as well just be chained to this chair at this point, eh?
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back yet again to the channel Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. As always, I do hope you're doing well. I really do hope that. What have we got to talk about here? Well, there's an update on Gallagher returning to London. Romano has spoken a bit more about Joao Felix. Matt Law has confirmed about the... well, lots of people. Ornstein broke it on the Athletic. Cole Palmer's extension, contract extension, and significantly increased wages. But I'm going to cite Matt Law of the Telegraph for some insight here. And we can talk about it a little bit, man. Yeah, so thanks for joining me again. Strap yourselves in, yada, yada, yada. Like and subscribe. Road to 200,000 subscribers. Beautiful things. Thank you for supporting me. Let's just hop in, shall we? Alright, mate. Context for Gallagher, exclusive from Romano. Conor Gallagher is on his way back to London on a private flight now. Of course, he's been, bless him, waiting in a Madrid hotel for like 5 days, bro. Like, just go and get a change of clothes. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's a nice hotel, but my word, bro, this is you know, silly sausage business here, isn't it? Chelsea wanted him to return as Atletico deal is still on standby. All is done between Conor and Atleti, the clubs. They're happy with the transfer fee. Conor's happy with the contract. They're good to go, bro. Everything is fine. And the medical and documents is included. Everything is cool. Except they still, I think, need to send a player to Chelsea. The story remains open, writes Fabrizio Romano. Ugh. He goes on to say this. Discussions continue for Chelsea and Joao Felix. But if Atletico want Gallagher, they have to press the button. The finger is on the button. Chemical Brothers? And sign the documents. Sign! In the words of Titan, sign the contract, big boy, sign the contract, to Bob Sapp. Remember that? All loads for the teenagers here. Chelsea have ordered him back, of course, to London because it makes no sense for him to just be hanging out in Spain. Apparently, it's a very tense situation and difficult in terms of relationships. I think Chelsea and Atletico Madrid had a great relationship recently. Of course, we've done loads of business. We bought Costa, we sold him Costa, we, obviously, as per Laqueta, we allowed him to go, I think, for free, which was a nice gesture. Of course, we sold the Morata, and, of course, the Saul Niguez as well, deal as well. And apparently, you know, there's talks between Samu and Conor Gallagher. They were still rosy. They were mates. The relationship was good. Also, saith reports, that's what we were to believe. But since the breakdown in the Samu Omoradian deal, apparently relationships have soured a little bit. But hopefully this can all be resolved and hands can be shaked. We want hands to shake. And not jazz hands. So yeah, this is, you know, the deal is hanging in the balance. Conor Gallagher, I still think probably will end up an Atletico Madrid player. I think there's a decent chance Joao Felix comes to Chelsea, but probably only on terms that Chelsea find very favourable, which would be an exciting deal, of course. Chelsea are looking at other attackers. We've been linked to Ivan Toney from The Independent, Miguel Delaney, of course, writing about that. Previous upload, go check that out if you're, if you're yet to watch that. I'd waft you in the direction of that video I've done. But let's talk about Cole Palmer. So Cole Palmer has both been nominated in the top 6 for both PFA, Young PFA Player of the Year, as expected, and Senior PFA Player of the Year. So he was nominated for Player of the Year Premier League, Young Player of the Year Premier League, of course winning Young Player. Foden kind of deservedly won the senior one. And again, he's been voted for the PFA versions. Now, no one comes close to him in Young Player. You know, he could win senior player. He had the most goal involvements than any other player in the Premier League, and he was playing for this dysfunctional Chelsea in his, breakout season. Pretty magnificent stuff. He even looked wicked for England. Like, he looks better than Saka and Foden for England. I wasn't, I'm an England fan. I wasn't necessarily asking for him to start over those guys. but he did better than them on his time on the pitch, you know, scoring in the final as well. Maybe he could win. He probably won't win both, but maybe he could win both. But that's this is just setting me up for this segment, of course, that he's getting a better contract that he deserves. So Matt Law writes this: Cole Palmer has skyrocketed up the list of Chelsea's highest earners after signing a lucrative 2-year extension. Palmer is now committed to Chelsea until at least 2033. He is contracted to the club for the next 9 years. And if you include in the last 12 months the initial deal we gave to him, 10 years! In 12 months, we have locked Cole Palmer down for 10 years of contract. And I must say, I'm ruddy here for it. There's one player in the same way I should be chained to this chair so I can keep reacting to the incessant Chelsea news. Cole Palmer locked down as a Chelsea player, and like I said, man, I'm absolutely here for it. What a sensational piece of business from Chelsea Football Club he has represented. As revealed by Telegraph Sport, Chelsea plan to incrementally reward Palmer with extensions and pay rises to reflect his performances. Well, we can't keep giving him extensions because we're going to see him, you know, he's going to be into his 30s now already, so we've got to chill out with that, but certainly pay rises. So he joined Chelsea on a contract worth around £80,000 a week per last summer. And I actually personally understand that from different reports, aggregated and, you know, average, that it's actually about 75k a week. 75k a week. Malang Sarr was on 100k a week. Deep that, ladies and gentlemen. 75k a week. And look, it was still probably a better wages than at Man City. He was like a bit part player going from the academy to the Man City first team. You know, coming to Chelsea, long contract, financial security, promise of minutes. 75k a week. But like after he proved he was like one of the superstars in the Premier League. And for context, man, I think Jadon Sancho, isn't he on like 350k a week at Man United? So yeah, he's on like a quarter of that. A quarter of Jadon Sancho, but playing more than 4 times better than him. The maths certainly weren't mathing. Excuse me. So Palmer is now thought to be at a similar level to midfielders as Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, who are, of course, huge investments for Chelsea financially in terms of transfer outlay. Salaries worth more than 120k a week. Even that, like Callum Hudson-Odoi was on 120k a week at Chelsea. Raheem Sterling, of course, is Chelsea's highest earner. And he's on more than £300,000 a week. And of course, Ben Chilwell is believed to be on a deal worth 200k a week. Also, I think in terms of like high earners, I believe Nkunku is on 190k a week. And by the way, I'm okay with that. I think Chelsea's highest earners should be on about 190k a week with the opportunity to earn more if Chelsea win Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. That's what I feel. So I'm okay with Nkunku being on that. Maybe Joao Felix joins and goes on 190k a week as well, which would be a significant pay cut for him, you know. And then obviously Cole Palmer should be able to I'm assuming and I'm hoping Cole Palmer, say he's on 120k a week now. I'm hoping this new deal he signed, that's signed him into 2033, is a basic of 120k a week, and he can earn up to 200k a week with bonuses, because he's in the Premier League climate, he's worth that. Again, you know, Man City, of course, they got loads of great players. Some of, you know, Kevin De Bruyne, of course, probably the best player in the league, but again, probably 350, 400k a week. Do you know what I mean? So the fact how the productivity here from Cole Palmer is nothing short of immense. Anyway, so there's some high earners here as well. Chelsea's average wage bill is understood to be more than 200k a week under Roman's ownership. Average wage bill, so average player 200k a week under Roman. But that has now been significant. Wow, listen to this, guys. That has now been significantly cut to around 60k a week with big incentives for individual and team achievements. That is significant. And yes, to reiterate, bang this drum again, I've been calling for that for a long time, long before Blueco bought Chelsea. While Palmer's contract runs for 9 years, Chelsea believe he will be a key player for at least the next decade, and they will continue to reward him if he can maintain his superb form, which of course we are all hoping. He scored 22 Premier League goals in the league last season, which is insane, 25 in total. And he got loads of assists as well, of course. It's anticipated that the 22-year-old will play more centrally under head coach Enzo Maresca at Chelsea this season. The club are hoping for another big impact for him. I'm not worried, but I'm speculating that he won't have as high productivity than he did under Pochettino, because the more structure in Chelsea will be less like do what you want Cole Palmer, do you know what I mean? Conor Gallagher is due, of course, back on Conor Gallagher. He's due to fly back to London after being left over in limbo. Apparently he's going to be training with the under-21s, which I don't think is a disrespectful thing, because he's agreed to join Atletico Madrid. It's like just keeping him fit, don't burn him out, and he doesn't need to hear the Chelsea tactics and all that sort of stuff from training. He spent almost a week in Madrid, bless him, after and he's waiting for this deal after the Samu deal collapsed. Of course, he's passed the medical and all the documents. The clubs are prepared and he's willing to sign. Chelsea still believe that Atletico want to complete the deal and remain committed to it themselves, but they need to sell at least one player. And of course, it could be Joao Felix to Chelsea. I said in the last video, his agent, George Mensch, is in London trying to get the deal done to Chelsea Football Club. By the way, also, Matt Law has also updated us on Nico Jackson. He believes that Chelsea, or he understands that Chelsea would also like to extend Nico Jackson's contract by another 2 years and reward him for an impressive first season at the club. Negotiations are likely to take place in due course. And yeah, look, Nico Jackson, was it 14 non-penalty goals? Like, if he was on penalties, many strikers are, let's just give him 4 goals. That's a pretty conservative, isn't it? 18 Premier League goals, that would have been. And again, positionally versatile and always available, always fit, can play 90 minutes every game. They probably weren't expecting him to be that good. They like his attitude, they like how combative he is, and they probably thought, yeah, he's done better than I thought. Not only that, we can see developments, and it's really worth mentioning the developments and improvements in Nico. People forget, at the beginning of the Premier League season, he got so many yellow cards for being from dissent, and his attitude was, you know, needed refining. It was refined. Second half of the season, not one yellow card for dissent. He was always offside. He was doing the proper Chelsea striker thing. You know, Timo Werner, Morata, pick whoever you want, always offside. He almost entirely ironed that out of the system as well. He was trusted on the wing as well as down the middle, and yeah, just showed a really good attitude and sort of drive as well. So everything encapsulated. You know, he's not necessarily going to give him like Galactico or Osimhen money, but they're very, very pleased with him, and it looks like he will get a deserved extension and more wages essentially. But ultimately, like I said, it will be down to incentive-based contracts as well. This is all good news, if you ask me. We'll see what happens, but keep it locked, guys. 3 videos today, absolutely popping off. Thank you, as always, for the support. It will chill out after the transfer window, I'm sure. But in the meantime, do consider subscribing, hitting the bell. Thank you for liking and commenting and all that nice stuff. And I hope to see you back very soon. Peace.